Hi, this is Mike Adams with some additional commentary on this very important story. I've known Greg Caton for many years, actually more than 10 years. I haven't known him that closely, but I'm familiar with his work, and I'm familiar with the number of people that he has helped through his work. For example, there's a retired astronaut, Dr. Brian O'Leary, who lives in Vilcabamba, Ecuador, who has used Greg Caton's anti-cancer products very successfully, and in fact has openly endorsed his products. I've heard from many readers over the years who have used the Cansema product. In fact, I've recommended the product, and it has helped many people. The number of lives that have been saved by Greg Caton's products is probably in the thousands by now. And this is a product, the Cansema. It's an anti-cancer salve based on bloodroot and zinc and some other things that actually cures skin cancer. It's based on the remedies from Harry Hoxsey, who the American Medical Association and the FDA criminalized and went after back in the turn of the 20th century, back in the 1920s, if I remember correctly. You can just Google Harry Hoxsey, 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 and you can learn about that. And it's a very disturbing and fascinating story about how the medical establishment attempts to intimidate, or even in Harry's case, assassinate individuals who threaten the cancer industry. The cancer industry is very lucrative. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Maybe in the tens of billions of dollars by the time you add up all the side effects caused by chemotherapy and the money generated from treating those side effects. It's a huge industry, and people like Greg Caton are a very real threat to that industry. And whereas today people like Greg aren't being assassinated, they are being kidnapped and imprisoned, put in jail, brought up on false charges. And for what? For what? Just to protect the profits of the cancer industry, to put these people out of business. It's like I said in the interview with Catherine, in an age where the United States of America is bankrupt. It's going broke so quickly. I mean, it's just bleeding money. It's beyond bankrupt. The debt is in the over $10 trillion of debt right now. And a lot of the spending in the U.S., about 1/5 of the GDP currently, is spent on healthcare costs. And a significant portion of that is spent on treating people for cancer and cancer-related conditions. Treating cancer is very, very expensive. Well, what if there were natural, safe, effective, and low-cost solutions for treating cancer? Couldn't that save America a lot of money? Couldn't it save a lot of lives? Couldn't it extend lifespan and extend the productivity of tax-paying working citizens? Of course it could. Cancer cures need to be an essential part of healthcare reform in America. Legitimate cancer cures. Well, the conventional medicine says, but they aren't proven. They aren't proven to cure anything. Well, of course they're not proven in their system, because their system is designed to exclude anything natural by design. I mean, anything that cannot be patented will never be proven to cure anything. And at the same time, increasingly, the evidence that the pharmaceutical industry comes up with to support its own, quote, treatments is all fabricated anyway. I just published a story about Tamiflu that demonstrates that. The drug company that makes Tamiflu, Roche, actually directed, the marketing department of Roche directed the clinical trial researchers on exactly what conclusion they should draw from their study and what they should write in their conclusion. I mean, the whole thing was fabricated from the start. The evidence is fabricated. So you have a pharmaceutical industry that fabricates its own evidence while dismissing anything from the world of natural medicine. And then you have a regulator, the FDA, that criminalizes anyone who attempts to sell products that actually help people heal. And getting back to the economy and the United States of America as a nation, the nation is headed towards financial disaster, and the very people who could help save America from its own financial destruction. The very people who could save countless lives from cancer, from heart disease, from diabetes, from strokes, from other chronic degenerative diseases, those are the people who are being labeled criminals and put in prison. Those are the people we're locking up in America. Meanwhile, the CEOs of the pharmaceutical companies run free. No one's prosecuting them. No one's investigating them for their crimes against humanity, for their crimes against the children, for example, who are being dosed up on the psychiatric drugs. The criminals run free and the healers are in prison. That's America today. And it's worse than that. It's not just that. It's that America feels that it has the right now to essentially march into any country in the world, whether it's Ecuador or Peru or Colombia or anywhere, that it can march into any country in the world and it can kidnap a U.S. citizen and haul them back to the United States, even against the judge's orders in that country in which that individual resides legally. The U.S. feels like it has the power to override all national sovereignty and march into any nation and do anything it wants. Why? Because it can. Because the U.S. respects no law. And the FDA certainly respects no law. It's been well proven the FDA follows no law other than what it makes up. The FDA is a lawless rogue organization, no question about it. We've reported on it many, many times and given so many facts that support that. And the FTC has joined in with that in many respects with their assaults on organizations like Daniel Chapter 1, a ministry in the U.S. selling anti-cancer products that's been threatened. The organizers of that ministry have been threatened with jail time. They've been threatened with being raided. I spoke with another company, another breaking story that will come out soon. A big herbal company, well, I should say medium-sized herbal company. They've been threatened and intimidated by the FTC. They were